Greetings, this is Dave Parker once again with Compton Unified EdTech, and today we're going to go through the settings gear for your Google Classroom. The settings gear allows you to do a lot of different things, modifying classroom details, accessing general class information, a few items in grade calculating and category weighting. So, let's just get into it. As you see, I've already opened up my Google Classroom. I'm going to go to our familiar Dominguez cohort 4. And then from there, I'm going to just scroll over. As you'll see, we have classwork, we have people, we have grades. I'm going to go right here to the gear, or the cog, if you will. We'll call it a gear. I'm going to click it on the gear. And from that, you'll see that I have different sections. I have class details, I have general, I have grading. Now, under class details, I can change the name of a class. I can add a classroom description, section, room number, and subject based upon what I'm teaching. So this helps you just to organize your classroom and to, convey what you're really trying to do in your class. It's really helpful if you put in your classes and make sure you differentiate them by period, by section, sometimes even by semester or quarter, depending on how detailed you are with your grading. Scrolling down from there, we have general. And this is where your class code is found. If I click the drop down from the class code, I can choose to display that code. And this can also be found on the class screen itself. I can set to copy that. Maybe I want to copy and send an email or send it to someone. I can reset it, or I can disable it so no one else joins the class. So Gear gives you those options as well. The stream, this is very important. In that classroom stream, which appears in the first screen, if you set this by default, students can automatically post and comment to your classes. If you're teaching in an environment where your students are a little bit rambunctious and you want to limit that, clicking the drop down here will say your students can comment or only teachers can post or comment. Just a quick tip, if you teach middle school and up, this could get a little touchy, so make sure you know your students and know what they're going to post. By default, I usually normally just turn that on and have myself only be able to comment. But if I'm in a professional learning environment, I just open it up and let everyone comment and share if they will. Remember, everything that goes in the stream can be seen by everyone, so be careful. Classwork, you can show the condensed version, show attachments and details. I like that. So condensed version works great. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Depending on you can show the items that you deleted or not. That's up to you. And Guardian summaries, this is a powerful tool. This allows you to send out summaries of a student's work to their guardians. They do have to provide you with the email address and a little bit of information, but it is a very helpful tool for accountability and making sure that students know how they're doing in your classroom, as well as the parents. Grading, in the grading menu, you can change that to give students an overall grade through your Google Classroom. Now, if you collect grades in different sources, this may be a little touchy. You can just give them percentage of the work that's recorded in Google Classroom, which would not necessarily reflect their overall grade if you're using this in Aries. And if you want to show the overall grade to students. So that really depends. That's a professional question. Depends on how you are. You can go by category as well. I'll hide that. And if you're going to do weighted grades, if you want to weight grades by category, then you need to go through just like we do in Aries and add categories for those grades and give those percentages. So making sure that all your percentages equal to 100%. So, you have a little bit of flexibility. They've expanded this over the years and it works pretty well. Once again, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to discard those changes. That was an overall primer of how to use the settings section in Google Classroom. If you have any questions, daparker@comptonusd.net, or you can just email us all at edtech@comptonusd.net. Comptonusd.net. Thanks for your time. This is David. Have a good evening.